Jacious Sears just did something that instantly changed the conversation in American sprinting. In a race that lasted barely 7 seconds, she exploded down the track and stopped the clock at a time that shocked the entire arena. Jacious Sears delivered a performance that instantly changed the conversation about the fastest woman in American indoor sprinting. When she crossed the finish line in 7.04 seconds, the scoreboard confirmed what everyone in the arena had just witnessed. America had a new fastest indoor woman. The path to that moment had been building all season. The indoor sprint scene in the United States has grown increasingly competitive, with rising talents pushing established athletes to their limits. The 60-meter dash is one of the most unforgiving events in track and field. There is no time to recover from a mistake. A slow start can end a race before it truly begins. For that reason, the final at the USATF Indoor Championships carried enormous pressure. Athletes train all year for a race that lasts barely longer than a deep breath. Every step must be perfect. Every reaction must be precise. As the finalists walked onto the track at Ocean Breeze, the energy inside the building shifted. Fans leaned closer to the railings. Coaches watched the warm-up strides with careful attention. The tension in the air was unmistakable. Among the finalists stood Jacious Sears. Known for her explosive acceleration and confident racing style, she had been building momentum throughout the indoor season. Still, the competition beside her was formidable. The field included Mariah Maxwell and Mariah Maxwell, two sprinters capable of producing big performances under pressure. When the athletes settled into the starting blocks, the arena grew quiet. In a race as short as the 60 meters, the start often decides everything. Reaction time, drive phase, and early acceleration determine who will control the race. The starter called the runners to their marks. The athletes lowered themselves into position. The silence stretched for a moment that felt much longer than it truly was. Then the gun fired. Jacious Sears exploded out of the blocks with a reaction that looked nearly perfect. Her first steps were powerful and controlled. In sprinting, the drive phase is critical. Athletes remain low to the track, pushing forward with aggressive strides to build speed before rising into their upright sprinting form. Sears executed this phase with remarkable precision. Within just a few strides, she had already begun separating from parts of the field. Mariah Maxwell and Mariah Maxwell also had strong starts. Both athletes accelerated smoothly and stayed within striking distance as the race approached its midpoint. In a 60-meter race, there is little room to gain ground once an opponent establishes momentum. But Sears looked composed. Her stride frequency was sharp and rhythmic. Her transition from the drive phase into her upright sprint position appeared smooth and efficient. As the runners approached the final meters, the race was still competitive. Maxwell and Maxwell were pushing hard, trying to close the gap, but Sears maintained her advantage. The final strides came in a blur of speed. 7 seconds after the start, the race was over. Jacious Sears crossed the finish line first. For a brief moment, the athletes slowed down and glanced toward the scoreboard. That is often the moment when the reality of the performance becomes clear. When the time appeared on the board, the crowd responded immediately. 7.04 seconds. It was not just a victory, it was a statement. Sears had just delivered the fastest indoor time in the United States this season and secured the title of America's fastest indoor woman. Behind her, the race for the remaining podium spots had been intense. Mariah Maxwell finished second with a time of 7.13 seconds. Mariah Maxwell followed closely in third place at 7.14 seconds. Both performances were impressive. In most races, those times might have been enough to win, but on this day, the spotlight belonged to Sears. What made her performance so impressive was the completeness of the race. Sprinting success at the highest level depends on several elements working together at the right moment. The start must be explosive. The drive phase must build acceleration. The transition into full sprinting must be smooth, and the athlete must maintain maximum velocity through the finish. Sears delivered all of those elements in a single race. Her reaction time placed her immediately among the leaders. Her first 10 meters showed powerful forward momentum. As she reached the midpoint of the race, her stride pattern remained controlled and efficient. That balance between power and rhythm is what often separates good sprinters from great ones. Observers in the arena quickly recognized the quality of the performance. Coaches along the railings nodded as the replay appeared on the large screen. Analysts noted how Sears maintained her form even in the final meters, when many athletes begin tightening their shoulders or shortening their stride. Instead, Sears stayed relaxed. That relaxation allowed her to carry her speed through the finish line. The significance of the victory extended beyond the national championship itself. The USATF Indoor Championships often serve as a critical stepping stone toward international competition. Performances here help determine who will represent the United States on the global stage. With the World Athletics Indoor Championships approaching, Sears has placed herself firmly in the conversation among the world's elite sprinters. Times near the 7-second barrier in the 60-meter dash place athletes among the top performers in international competition. The difference between a finalist and a medalist at that level can be only a few hundredths of a second. A 7.04 performance demonstrates that Sears has the speed necessary to challenge the best sprinters in the world. For Sears personally, the victory represents the culmination of years of development and training. Sprinting careers are built on constant refinement. Athletes spend countless hours working on the smallest details: block starts, stride mechanics, explosive strength, reaction timing. All of those elements combine in a race that lasts less than 8 seconds. Behind the scenes, sprinters dedicate their lives to mastering those details. Weight room sessions build the strength necessary for explosive acceleration. Technical drills refine the mechanics of each stride. Practice races sharpen the mental focus required in championship environments. For Sears, that preparation came together perfectly in New York. The Ocean Breeze Athletic Complex provided a fitting stage for such a performance. The facility has become one of the premier indoor track venues in the United States. Its fast-track surface and energetic crowd atmosphere often produce remarkable performances. Throughout the championship weekend, athletes across multiple events push themselves to deliver their best efforts. But few moments match the excitement of the women's 60-meter final. Short sprint races carry a unique kind of drama. The entire competition unfolds in seconds, yet the anticipation before the start can feel almost overwhelming. Spectators know they are about to witness an explosion of speed that will end almost as quickly as it begins. When Sears crossed the line, the reaction inside the arena captured that excitement perfectly. Fans applauded loudly. Teammates cheered from the sidelines. Coaches shared smiles of approval. For Sears, the victory also sends a powerful message heading into the next phase of the season. Indoor championships often serve as an early indicator of outdoor potential. The skills required in the 60-meter dash translate directly into longer sprint events. Explosive starts are critical in the 100 meters. Acceleration phases determine position on the track. Maximum velocity separates medal contenders from the rest of the field. If Sears can maintain her current form, her success indoors could carry forward into the outdoor season.